Hey, friends and family. It's been a while since I did a video. I forgot I actually did them. Uh, but then I remembered recently I was doing this for a season, and I decided to do it again for this. It's been about 3 months, 2.5 months since I've updated. Wanted to give just an update of what's been happening and what's coming up. But I just finished in September 5 years of being in Japan as a missionary with YWAM Tokyo, and it's been really good. I'm going into my sixth right now, and um, God's been doing some cool things. So since I last messaged, we have gotten all our new stuff in, and it's been really helping us for many reasons. One, they just bring a whole new zeal and passion for missions, because they're it's new for them. They're here, and it's a nice wave of excitement for us who've been here and are admittedly worn out from being out here. So you kind of forget, being in the mission field for a while, how worn out you can get. But when you get new people that come in with like a new zeal, it kind of gets your spirit up again. And so it's been really nice to have them. They're all wonderful people, amazing. Some of them are from the DTS that we had back in 2019. Some are from one is from a DTS before I came to Tokyo, and a young couple, as well as one of the older guys, did not do DTS at all through YWAM Tokyo, but God called them to Japan, and it's really cool. So it's been a blessing to have them here, and yeah, I really love them. I really love them. I love hearing their passions and what they want to see God do in this nation, and they're fire to go out there and just start ministries and do things, and it's great. Uh, yeah, the biggest thing that we've been doing this almost past month and a half, um, 2 months, is we did something called culture reorientation, and what that was a 6 week, maybe a little bit more, 5 day session where we were meeting as a community every morning for about 3 to 4 hours, and we were going over the YWAM foundational values, which really line up with like kingdom values, such as like know God, make Him known, practice intercession and prayer, worship, hearing God's voice, servant leadership, things like that. And it was cool how we did it. There are 18 YWAM core values and then 6 beliefs, and we had staff teach on them, and every staff got to at least teach on one, and then 3 individuals were asked to teach at least more than once. I was one of them. I got to teach twice. I found out my name was actually chosen for quite a few, but the max they wanted me to do was 2. And I got to teach on hearing God's voice and servant leadership. And I've included those teachings on my newsletter. And so if you want to give them a listen, please do. And I really enjoyed doing it and being able to speak and teach the community. And I want to do more with that. I want to do a lot more with that. It was really cool because we had some Japanese staff here, and a lot of that stuff really resonated with them, I heard. So it was really, really cool and encouraging. And yeah, we've been doing that, and leadership. Just a lot of time has been dedicated to getting that thing going and getting ministries ready, because the borders have opened up in Japan officially, finally, so tourists can come in. And it feels like we're returning into this normal state that we haven't had, honestly, since 2020 beginning. And so we're going out there and doing like getting evangelism, street ministry, going on prayer walking, and just opportunities to go and do more right now, and it's been really cool. And yeah, then I've myself have just been in a lot of just still like video and audio one-on-ones, not meeting a lot of people right now in person, because most of the people that I've walked with and discipled are no longer in Japan. They've gone to different countries or gone to a different area, so I do a lot of my one-on-ones now via phone. And it's good, and I'm very blessed that I get to do that, and I'm thankful for technology to be able to do that. And I'm just thankful for that God brought me to Japan to meet these people who lived in Japan and to walk with them, and now they're out in the world, out in the nations. I get to walk with them and guide them and hear their hearts and speak to them and lead them. So it's been really, really cool. Yeah, and I'm trying to think, there's some other good stuff that's gone on. Where I'm in a new house. Because we had new staff, we needed more living space, and a fellow missionary family with a different ministry owns a house, and they were looking to rent it out, and so we wanted someone who had lived in Japan, knows some Japanese, to live in it with the new staff. So I got to transfer over here. I'm in a still not big, but it's a bigger space than what I've had for the past half a year. My only trade-off is I don't have a heater, and it is starting to drop to below 50 degrees. But I have blankets, so God's good. I'm just very thankful to be in this place where I get to be around the new staff and kind of help walk with them and see them on a daily basis, because the new male staff that live here with me, and then down the street, literally just down the street that way, is the new apartment that has the new girl staff, female staff. And so I get to see them regularly, get to really champion community, things like that, and have a place to host gatherings, because in Japan, you cannot do, well, not, let me rephrase that. Because religion has a stigma about it, most rental places ask that you do not do any religious organizations. Japanese do, because religion is really associated with cults here. And I'll go into detail about something that happened to that. But because of that, most apartments ask for no religious gatherings. But since this house is missionary owned, we can do that. And so that's where we've been able to meet here, which has been a huge blessing for the culture reorientation we were doing, as we don't have an operating building at this moment, but we're hoping to. But in this time, the Lord was really good and faithful in providing this place for us and being able to house people, so we can gather in here, we can worship, we can do prayer times, and not feel like we're dishonoring our landlords, because we really want to honor them and help heal wounds that have been there from previous experiences with religion. And so I've talked about it before, about where like the whole thing with religion and cults is because a lot of them use that title. Cults do use that title as religion and draw people in, and then do terrible things. Case in point, back in the late mid-90s, the gas bomb attacks that happened. But actually more recently, I'm sure people have heard this, in July, I think after my newsletter was sent out, the former Prime Minister Abe was assassinated by someone affiliated with oh my gosh, what's it called? The church. They call themselves the church. I can't remember what it's called. But it basically operates under the title of It's a Religion. I'm so sorry, I should have looked this up before. If you are curious, look up the President Abe assassination. You'll probably get the detail, because that church is all over the news in Japan. But they operate as a church, but they are very much a cult. And because of the gunman, and that was a whole other deal, because guns are not something in Japan, like they're not allowed, and you cannot get them. But the guy who shot him built his own gun and shot him at one of his, like a campaign speech for a political friend. But because he heard Abe had ties to that church, that cult, that had taken a lot of money from his mom and his family. He retaliated by killing him. And that really shook up Japan. That really shook up a lot of places. You could feel the heaviness and the uncertainty, because no matter where you stood with Abe, he was a very important figure in Japan, and he was one who not desperately, but honestly and earnestly loved Japan with all his heart. And when he was killed, that sense of like security was lost. And I don't know if Japan's fully recovered from it yet. There's still an air of weirdness about it. And so, yeah, and because they have the title of like church in it, that continues to add on to the stigma of religion being a cult. And so we're very much, as believers in Christ, trying to change that in a loving way, not forcing it, but trying to live it and show it daily to the Japanese, and even to our landlords, who are very wary of us. And so, yeah, that's been a big thing that's happened since I last messaged everyone. And beyond that, like, I've just been plugging away and helping sort out the finances in YWAM Tokyo. I've joined the team. I am the team actually right now, which is totally okay, because I felt like the Lord has given me gifts to help fix budgeting and things like that. And so there's been a lot of favor, and we're getting back into a good financial place, especially with the loss of all the staff that we had in the past 2 years, and then ability of getting new staff and teams to come in and help, like, support. But God's been really good, and God somehow has given me a wisdom to navigate this stuff. So I've been very blessed. And yeah, I've been just partnering with the ministries that have been going out. I've still haven't partnered back with high school born againers, but I definitely champion it and love the ministry and love those involved with it, and would love to get a place to be able to mentor high schoolers again. But right now, the biggest thing I can do is CAJ, Christian Academy of Japan, does reach out to us to help, and I try to go and help as much as possible when asked. And yeah, it's been really cool. And then I don't know how much detail I can actually say in this, but I'll have another newsletter probably in the next day or two talking about a missions opportunity that I won't go into too much detail, like the pricing, but YWAM Kiev in Ukraine reached out to Lena, my co-leader and good friend, who went and did missions work there back in May, and asked if we would be able to send a small team to help them do mercy ministry for like 2 weeks before winter officially hits. And I felt like the Lord asked me if he had my yes. And so I would like to go. It's going to be coming together quickly. I don't want to say the full prices and everything, what I'm estimating, because I don't know the full details, but it is something that's coming together. And I wanted to at least put that on all my supporters' radar, mainly because I'd love you guys to pray. And while I'm going in with a yes, I do know what is going on there. And if anyone has just a something from God, or any words, please let me know. But the biggest reason why I felt to go is, one, it's serving. It's serving people who need it, individuals. It's mercy ministry. And also, it's being able to not only represent YWAM Japan, but it's also the ability, though I am from America, I am Japanese, the ability to go out there and be a Japanese missionary to another nation that needs help. And I think that's a big honor. And so it'd be a small team if we do go, of 4 people, I believe. But I don't know the full details yet, but I just know we've been released to pursue it. And once I get full details, I'll let you guys all know. But yeah, it's very exciting. Thank you for everyone for your love and support and how you've constantly championed me. I am so thankful that I've been here for over 5 years, and how much I've grown, how much I've changed. And now I get to go out there and teach it and speak it over young believers and young non-believers, both Japanese and non-Japanese. And it's an honor to be doing this, and thank you. Someone said a good picture of what I had to think about, like the relationship between a missionary and his supporters, his friends, his family. It's like it's twofold. He was like, just picture like someone lowering you into a well on a rope. Like there's one person on the end of the rope that's waiting to go down to get whatever needs to be done, but there has to be others that lower the rope and pull the rope up. And he was like, you can't do it alone. You need them, and I do. I need you guys, and I'm thankful, and that's what reminds me. Like I'm representing you guys. I'm representing your hearts and your love for me as well as for the nation of Japan and for God. And so thank you guys. Thank you for your love for me, the love for my nation, and for the love for just God and the yes in your hearts. So thank you guys. I will have another newsletter, maybe news video, talking about the potentiality of Ukraine in the next day or two if I get more information. So love you guys. As always, God bless. You have a wonderful day or evening wherever you're at. And I'll see you soon via video. All right. Love you guys. Bye.